2, 1. That was weird. Is there a horse here?
I don't know. Did you see one?
No. I don't know. It was weird.
Hey everyone, this is KMS 10 and 10. I'm Ashley Einin.
I'm Luke Majerus.
We're here for our spooky Halloween episode. For our KMS Live 10 and 10, we're here on Fridays, 10, talk about digital marketing. This is our Halloween episode.
Today I am going to talk about some new Google SEM targeting and also Vine.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about a Facebook marketing objective that has been rolling out slowly to accounts, and it's not available to everybody. And then I'm going to be talking about a Google survey feature.
Cool.
So.
Don't forget, if you have any questions, please comment below. As you can see, Sam just turned everything green. Pretty spooky. I don't know. It's actually kind of funny. So if you got questions, comment below or use the hashtag KMS10at10. Anything else?
Yeah, other fun Halloween features on Facebook Megan reminded us of earlier is there's the Halloween reactions. If you see when you like or love, those are still the same, but then like the haha and the wow and the sad are Halloween little characters.
Pretty spooky.
And you might see on your live videos that there also is the mask available. So kind of like the Facebook filters where you can change your face. You can do that now on Facebook Live. So
Cool.
yeah, and some really cool new things coming in November to KMS 10 at 10. We're going to have tip editions, so on our YouTube videos, when we record these and then edit and Sam edits them later, there's going to be an additional tip or trick at the end of those YouTube videos that isn't on our live videos, so a little additional feature. And we're going to start doing the first week of the month, we're going to do a specialized guest who's going to come on and talk about tips and tricks and best practices for a marketing tactic. So next week, since it's the first week of November, we're going to have Tobari Ruffin on here talking about audio targeting. So check that one out for some audio tips and tricks. He's very knowledgeable. I think we can get started now.
We just go.
I think we can get it now.
All right, so just on Wednesday, I believe, Google rolled out demographic targeting for SEM campaigns. That's their search engine marketing. So PPC is what other people call it. Before, you were only able to target keywords, specific devices, language, location, and the time of day. Now they are throwing out that you can now change your bids according to demographics. That is specifically age and gender.
Yeah.
So this is actually pretty big news that you can finally do this. It's good for companies because before you could see what demographics, what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'd be able to tell that, maybe males 18 to 24 were clicking on your ads, but they weren't converting on your website.
Yeah.
But you find out 34 to 45-year-old women are the ones actually converting website. So you could either show less ads or show no ads at all to those 18 to 24-year-old males and spend most of your bids on the women. I think it's good that they finally rolled it out. It's been in beta for 4 years, so yeah.
Long time coming. Yeah, I think that it's, like you said, you could always see that information. You could see like, this age range is performing better than this one, or males are performing, they convert more than the females, but you can never really increase your bids or optimize towards those. You could just kind of see the information, and so it is something that is pretty big deal now and pretty necessary.
Yeah,
so
and
cool.
Just yesterday I wrote a blog about what we just talked about. Feel free to, Sam, killing it again. Comment below of the blog, so check that out if you have any more questions. Or go ahead and comment on this, and we'll answer them.
Yeah. So my next topic is the Facebook new objective feature. Some of you might have already had access to this, and some of you might not. It is the reach objective. So when you go into your Power Editor or your Ads Manager and you're setting up a new campaign, and you choose your objective, you say, I want to focus on driving clicks to my website or video views. Now there's the reach objective. Like I said, it's slowly rolling out, so you might have access to it, you might not. I looked at some of our accounts. One of our accounts did not have access to this objective, but the rest of ours did. So it's just kind of or hit or miss. And you might be thinking, so what this objective does is it focuses on showing ads to the largest audience for your budget. You might be like, well, I could already do that. I could optimize towards impressions. But there's a slight difference between the two. So reach objective, when you're setting that up on the campaign level, is going to focus on the reach, so the people that it's reaching, the amount of people. Whereas if you're optimizing for impressions on the ad set level, you're optimizing towards the impressions of how many times your ad is seen. So people versus impressions. So little tiny difference there. Also, there is, with this reach objective, there's going to be a frequency capping. You might think, well, I already had access to that as well with the buying type of the reach and frequency buying type. But choosing that within your buying type, within your ad set, limits you because you can't target custom audiences. You can't use manual bidding, so you always have to use automated bidding where Facebook chooses your bid. And then you have to have a minimum audience size of 200,000 in order to use reach and frequency. And you have limited objectives that you can actually use that for. So you can't use it for all objectives on your campaign. So the frequency capping, which in the reach objective, is going to show your ad between a minimum number of days. So say I wanted to show my ad to my audience 2 times a week instead of, every single day. So you can put that limit on there. The one of the negative things though with this objective is you can't serve these ads on your right-hand column and you can't choose the audience network. So you can only serve them on Instagram and your newsfeed. And another tip, you can do optimizing for a daily unique reach within objectives. So you can say I only want people to see it once each day, but then I would say probably a tip for using that is when you're using a smaller audience, a very narrow audience. You only want to serve them that ad once a day. So just different ways to optimize your campaigns.
Yeah, this definitely seems more like a kind of a brand awareness kind of thing, but it's good to see that they're giving a lot of opportunities to kind of narrow down exactly what you can do.
And you might be thinking like, oh, all these features I could have already done. I could have got my way around it by using, like the, like I said, the reach and frequency buying type or your optimizing for impressions. But it's just preference and seeing which performs better for you. Like we said, always testing whichever works best for you. So if you do get that free reach objective option, I would say testing it. If you do always optimize for impressions, just testing it to see which one performs better. Because maybe it is reaching those people, the most amount of people, or maybe it's serving more impressions. So, test.
All right, my next topic is Twitter just announced yesterday that they are discontinuing Vine. For those that aren't familiar with Vine, Vine is a micro video platform, social media, that was only 6 seconds long. They made changes to make Vines longer, but their bread and butter was 6-second videos. Twitter bought Vine in 2013. When they bought it, the huge push got really big. A lot of people actually got big and famous on Vine. Eventually left Vine to go to more like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube because they found out they could make more money that way.
Yeah.
So after all the big people that started left, they then took a big dive in just overall usage because it was one of the most used apps when it first came out. But as of late, this kind of came as to a surprise from people. As of late, it was starting to grow again. It was more people just doing it for fun, like not necessarily trying to do it to make money. And I don't know. I checked out Vine. I've looked at it every once in a while. A lot of people are saying, like, they're making Vines and saying, I'm still going to make content and all that stuff at my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat stuff. So, I don't know. And apparently a big reason is they weren't able to find a buyer. Nobody wanted to buy Vine. So,
yeah. Did you ever use Vine?
Not very much.
I had an account, and I remember I, shared a few of other people's Vines. I think I only made, 1 Vine, and it was, dumb. I don't think it was of anything. So I never got into it, but I did like watching the Vines and the funnier ones, like the people that really got Vine famous. And I think they were creative with it on how to use 6-second videos. But it's like you could easily use that option elsewhere, and like with YouTube, make longer videos, or I think Vine, like we were talking yesterday, a lot of platforms just don't. They stay consistent and they don't get much variety, which doesn't keep people around, and so you lose those people because you're losing interest. So, oh well, sad, poor Vine. Okay, so topic 4, a little happier of a topic. There is a feature. They're going to roll Google Survey 360 into the Google Analytics 360 suite. So if you're using the Google Analytics 360 suite, you have the option to do those Google surveys. Have you ever been on, like Argus Leader does it, or any like big news site, if you're reading an article and that survey pops up and you can't read the rest of the article until you answer the survey, which gets a little annoying? That's those Google surveys. One of the places they serve them. And it's just pulling, so marketers or brands can ask questions and have those surveys shared to get more data. And what Google's saying is that it's pretty easy to use. 3 steps. You create your survey, you find your specific audience and geo that you want to target, and then you generate results in days. That's what it says. So, sounds pretty easy. And then they say that the questions live across a network of news, reference, and entertainment sites, as well as Google's mobile app. So it's pretty shared, and you're pulling quite a bit of people. You're reaching quite a bit of people on different platforms. And then what Google said, their quote said, for the first time, marketers can get fast and accurate market research in combination with their marketing performance and analytics data, because it's the Google suite, to help make key business decisions at the speed of today's digital world.
Wow.
So it's just pulling that data, asking people questions, pulling in that data to be able to better serve ads or to target your audience. And one example is Nest. They do kind of like the automation thermostats, and they said they use the surveys to ask shoppers who are browsing their site but aren't buying, ask them why they're not buying. And they found out that the shoppers were looking for more in-depth product information. So just a way that like a client used these surveys to find out information of like what's wrong with your site, or what can you enhance to make more people convert. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for this version of 10 at 10. I'm Luke.
And I'm Ashley.
And here's that horse again.
Happy Halloween!
I'm afraid of no ghosts.
I'm afraid of a horse.
I'm afraid of a horse, though.
You don't have to around here.
God. Horsing around all the time.